So Tottenham's transfer window has come to a bit of a halt after making the dramatic and very seismic signing of Mohamed Kudus. Tottenham have yet to do much more in the transfer market, and they were also scarred by missing out on the signing of Morgan Gibbs-White after he signed a contract extension at Nottingham Forest. So today on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, I'm going to be discussing the player who I think we should take that Morgan Gibbs-White money and spend it on instead. So without further ado, if you are new to the channel, then leave us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also let me know in the comments down below, do you agree with my decision? So yeah, after the Morgan Gibbs-White debacle and what followed with him signing a new contract at the City ground, and it did pain me. I'm going to admit it. I did a first live on the channel at the weekend, and I also did another reaction video to it as well after the dust had settled a bit. It was gut-wrenching. It was painful that we missed out on such a good player in Morgan Gibbs-White, but I'm willing to now move on and think that we now have to focus on a player who is going to improve us in more cases than one, because in recent weeks, we've been linked to the likes of Joao Palhinha. We've been linked with Douglas Luiz as like maybe 6-come holding midfield roles. But there's also that discussion that, the fact that we were looking at Morgan Gibbs-White, do we need another creator? Are we, as a team, as a Thomas Frank team, look like we are lacking creativity? But, with the injuries to James Maddison, who's looking like he's coming back, Dejan Kulusevski, who is out for a little bit longer, this still is an option for maybe a versatile midfielder to come into the team. We were looking at the likes of Xavi Simons and Eze, but they look like they could be out of our price range. So the interesting thing is there another midfielder with some Premier League experience who could develop under Thomas Frank to maybe go to that next level? And the player that I've identified is James McAtee of Manchester City. Now, what's quite interesting about this is there's more than one reason why I want this transfer to possibly go through. But before we go any further, over 80% of you watching this right now are not subscribed to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel. What are you doing? Ahead of this brand new season, in Thomas the Frank Engine's new season, you got to join the Sonny Talk Spurs army. We're on the road to 10k by the end of 2025, hopefully. So join this Tottenham Hotspur journey. Up the Spurs, let's get on with the video. He is likely to leave Manchester City this summer. They've signed a lot of players in that creative role. They've got Phil Foden, they've got Ryan Kirky that they've signed this year. So his future at the Etihad looks up in the air. And there's a few teams who have been linked with his signature, West Ham, as well as Nottingham Forest. Now, I'd love us to usurp Nottingham Forest. I would really think that would be such a good, way to get back at them for the Morgan Gibbs-White deal. The idea is that City value him at around the same as what they sold Cole Palmer for to Chelsea, around the 40 to 50 million mark, and Forest have already had a bid rejected of £25 million. So I think we should really be, challenging and maybe laying down a £50 million bid for a player in James McAtee. And you might be going, Sonny, has he got that experience? Has he got the know-how? Do we need someone who's a bit more Premier League proven? But I think this guy has got what it takes to come into Tottenham and take it to that next level. First of all, his versatility. If you look at his average positions, he can play in a multitude of different areas, even as a holding midfielder as well. And I remember there was a highlight against Spurs where he picked up the ball from the goalkeeper and turned one of our players inside out. I think I actually used that image on the thumbnail as well. So he has got that sort of in his locker. He's also got a very good goal contribution record, which is also very helpful in his position. If you look at his game to goal ratio and also his assist in the Premier League, in the Premier League 2 and other competitions, he has become a very good player over the last few years, and also was one of the best players for England in the under-21 Euros alongside Harvey Elliott as well, who we're actually also being linked with. And I think, if I had a choice of the two players, I would probably go for McAtee because he's more of a midfield type, whereas Harvey Elliott maybe is more he could play on the wing, which I don't think we need as much. I think we're quite stacked in the wing areas. It's more the midfield. I could see, a James McAtee lining up well with a Bergvall. I feel like he has a lot of potential in those areas. And I just feel like the way he speaks, the way he comes across, he deserves a big move, and it offers more options for Thomas Frank's side, because at the moment I do worry about how lacking we are in the creativity realm. But I'm hoping that when some of our players do come back from injury, that will get better. That will, we will address that issue quite swiftly. It's just a case of identifying some top talent that, you look at Thomas Frank's previous sides, like his Brentford side, and trying to sort of see what players are going to mimic the players at Tottenham. But obviously, I'd say a few of the Tottenham players have a better skill set than some of those at Brentford. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic that James McAtee will, come into this squad and be very, very resourceful. And I know that people say there's some players in the youth academy. I did a video recently on Luca Williams-Barnett, but I guess James McAtee has a bit more of that experience at a big club and trying to fight. He's done well to get in and around that Manchester City squad, but Man City are just going to spend money on it. They're just going to bring in players. They've brought in, Reinders, they brought in Ryan Cherky, who I mentioned earlier. They're not going to give him a chance. And it's a real shame. Like now, I feel like if they had the chance to keep Cole Palmer, they would have. But they're really, back Phil Foden. They've got Mamouche, Haaland. Their attack is stacked. He is not going to get a chance. And hopefully, I'd like to think that Tottenham would beat the likes of Nottingham Forest and West Ham to his signature this summer. And, just watching him in videos and interviews, he has just got so much personality, which would be great for this Tottenham Hotspur team.
How big a boost is it for you to know that you've got that fantastic backup at your disposal?
I just feel like the staff, they're always there for you. Like everywhere around the building is someone that can help you. So, and the facilities are obviously a joke. So yeah, it's the best you can ask for.
Definitely, yeah. And obviously we've talked about what a memorable year it's been, given the big role that you played also in our PL2 title, which we won for the first time. And I mean, that just seemed to say that the academy gives every young player here the perfect grounding to try and succeed in the game, whether it's here or perhaps elsewhere within their football.
Yeah, I think last year we just played the right way. We tried a different formation probably like each game. I think it was working. The players connected well, like Tommy, Cole, Liam. So yeah, it was just a pleasure to play with them.
I mean, looking ahead now, sort of, have you got any specific targets? Are you the sort of player who sets yourself any individual goals?
I'm not really a player to set myself goals and targets, but I'd probably say try and push on and get more appearances.
Definitely. And how excited are you looking ahead to the rest of the season? There's an awful lot to play for, not just obviously with the first team, but also with the EDS as well, of course.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future. I want to see what I can do. I can improve on my goals, get more goals in the PL2, and then hopefully get my first goal for City, hopefully.
Definitely, and hopefully the best is yet to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, many congratulations again on the new deal, James, and thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
But let me know in the comments down below, do you think Tottenham should sign James McAtee, or should we be looking at someone else? And if anyone says Rodrigo, you're talking rubbish. Rodrigo to Tottenham is not happening. It's a load of BS. But yeah, until next time, guys, hope you have enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, see you guys later. Ciao.